How's it going, guys? It's Cranky here. Just let you guys all know that it's 7 o'clock tonight, probably 7:15 ish, Central Time. I'm gonna be going live. They're doing the sphl challenge announcement tonight. The first, if you guys don't know, this is the first year the Southern Professional Hockey League, which is Pensacola Ice Flyers, my team right here. That's my local team here in Florida. That's weird. My mic just got louder. Anyways, and they're going to be announcing who they're playing in the first round. Now, this is the first year they've done it. The first round of the playoffs is a challenge round. And I think it's 3 games too, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it's a best of 5. I don't know. But yeah, it's a challenge round. So they actually get to choose basically how it is. And what I'm going to do later on or after the live stream, I'm going to do a whole summary video and explaining the whole playoff process and how it lines up, how it works and everything. But basically, the basics of it is the top 4 teams in the league get to choose from the bottom 4 teams in the league who they play in the first round. So there's 10 teams in the league and 8 teams make it in the playoffs. So most everybody makes it in the playoffs. You got a pretty good chance. You got to be really crap to not make it in the playoffs in this league. But basically, so the top 4 seeds in the league get to choose from the bottom 4. What I think it actually ends up being is that it's going to more work out to be the first 3 teams get to choose from the bottom 4, and then the 4th team basically just plays who's left over, I think. But yeah, so that's really interesting. They're having big ceremonies all over the southern part of the United States for this. Pensacola is doing it at Buffalo Wild Wings here in Pensacola. They're doing a live stream. They're streaming it live. I actually found out I can watch it live on the website, which I'm doing tonight at 7. Well, it says at 7:30 is when it starts. But I'm gonna try to get on here about 7:15 just to make sure I'm ready and set and we're all good to go before it even starts. But yeah, this will be interesting. I'm not really sure what to expect. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to show you guys what I'm seeing on my computer. Even if I could, I wouldn't want to because I'm pretty sure that would be like copyright infringement. But it's more basically going to be my reaction to it. I can tell you guys what's happening and what's going on. But it'll be interesting. I'm also, like I said, I'm going to be doing a summary video. I'm actually going to do a whole video map up. I'm going to get my whiteboards out here. And I'm going to break it all down. And based on who they pick, who Pensacola at least picks, I can give my opinion on how well I think they'll do. I might end up doing some research, going back and seeing a lot of these teams' records against other teams. Because like I said, I follow the Ice Flyers because that's my team here. I don't get a chance to watch a lot of the other teams unless they come and play my team. And I've seen a couple. I've seen Birmingham play this year, and I've seen also was the other Evansville. Now of the 4 teams that Pensacola gets to choose, Evansville is one of them. And they had I have an app and they have a little thing where they're like, oh, guess who's your prediction of who they're going to pick? I chose Evansville. Not because I think they can beat Evansville, because the game that I saw them play against Evansville, the game that Evansville plays, in my opinion, seems to work better against Pensacola's game, because Pensacola is a very fast-paced, 100% all the time, high-energy team. Evansville is much more of kind of a trap game. They play what I call boring. They wait for their moment to strike, basically, kind of like a snake. But the game I saw them, they won in overtime, and Pensacola dominated them the majority of the game. Like the score didn't reflect the game. It looked like it was really exciting, and really it was basically Evansville's goaltending standing on his head, and Pensacola just basically putting as many shots on net as they could. And actually, it's a testament to how good Evansville is that they end up winning in overtime, because they scored. I think we had to leave early that day because Gideon went to the hospital for something relatively minor, but he still had to go to spend the night in the ER. So we left the game early, but we left about 2 minutes left to the game. And they had scored to put it in overtime. And as we were leaving, I was following it on my phone, and they lost in overtime they won it in overtime. I didn't get to see the overtime goal, unfortunately, but yeah, it was pretty much right up to the wire with them. So I think Evansville has a good chance against them in the playoffs if that's the kind of game that they're playing in the playoffs. It should be an interesting matchup, but it's basically going to come down to that if they choose Evansville. Do they think that their offense can offset the trap game that Evansville plays? It was a good game nonetheless. The other team that I saw them play, and I know these guys are I hope these guys meet the playoffs because it's gonna be that would be a hell of a series. Is Birmingham. Now Birmingham it's the first year they've been in the league, and they started off in the bottom. They were the worst team in the league, like for the first half of the season. And why? The second game saw Pensacola play. They played Birmingham, and my God, was that a physical game. There was a guy that got ejected in the first period. It was like 10 minutes into the first period, he got ejected from the game for some kind of misconduct or something. It was physical. There's a lot of fights. There's a lot of really dirty plays. It was great. It was amazing. It was like 80s hockey. It was awesome. 80s or 90s, maybe more like 90s hockey, because it wasn't like bench clearing brawls, but it was still pretty gritty and pretty physical. So it reminded me more when I first started watching hockey back in the 90s, which is why I hate Birmingham, because they know how to beat us and they know how to get under our skin. But my God, do I love watching them play Pensacola. That is such a good rivalry. And it's just, it started this year. And this rivalry blew up so fast this season. So they're going to meet the playoffs. It'll be a good matchup, I'm sure. I'm going to try to follow the matchups a little bit, follow the SPHL a little closely for the playoffs. The regular season's kind of difficult because the rosters change so much because you get call-ups and stuff because it's the bottom tier league. So anybody who's really good on the teams generally get moved up to the next level. So you can't really get attached to the best players because the best players don't always stay on the team for the whole season. My favorite player spent some time in Atlanta and then came back. A lot of them do tend to come back, but it's just hard because you have the rosters are very fluid. Now, that's why I really feel like with these teams, the team game is more important than the individual, because you'll see that every team kind of has their own style. Like Birmingham is very much a gritty, physical kind of team play. And like I said, Pensacola to me is like it's more similar to the Pittsburgh Penguins kind of style of play where they're very fast, very skilled. They have some solid D guys, nobody crazy good. Although what's his name? Nathan Briere for Pensacola is he's a big dude, but he's slow. But he's also just a big body, and he doesn't really skate fast, but he doesn't need to because his game really works well to where he's big enough to where he can do lateral movement and stuff and get in the way of people really quickly without having to exert a lot of energy, it seems like. So he's an interesting guy to watch play, but he's got a hell of a slap shot too. He loads up, you get out of the way because that guy's that's a hard shot. I'd rather say he's probably got as hard a shot as most guys in the NHL. I mean, I hate to say that, but for like a single A hockey league, but like to use baseball terms, I use that because it helps break it down easier for me because I followed a lot of minor league baseball when I was a kid because we had a minor league team where I'm from. So I know the levels of professional baseball better than I did hockey. Now that I know hockey, I know it better. But to me, like the Ice Flyers, any of you who follow baseball will understand they're like a single A club, whereas the ECHL would be like a double A. AHL, which is right below the NHL, would be a triple A club. And then obviously the NHL is equivalent of Major League Baseball. But yeah, so that's what's going on tonight. Try to get this a little long-winded in here, but yeah. So 7:15 tonight, I'll be going live. Come in, have a good time. We'll watch the challenge ceremony, and yeah, it'll be a good time. Will be interesting to see who Pensacola picks and who the other teams pick, and it'll be then after that we'll do a video on the breakdown of the playoffs and how it's gonna work. I'm gonna find out. Like I almost want to say they're 5-game series in this. The way that they have the tickets worked out, it sounds weird because it says the first 2 games will be home and then the third if necessary. I'm like, why would it be if necessary? Is it a best of 3? Like, I'm wondering if the challenge round is a best of 3 and then the rest is a best of 5. Because I don't think they do best of 7s in the SPHL. At least they didn't last year. I think it was best of 5 because it's a smaller league. But anyways, that's it for me, guys. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Come to the live stream tonight. It'll be fun. Also follow me on Patreon, patreon.com/thecrankyyankee. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/TCY Gaming. If you like any of the gaming stuff that I do on here, we do some live streams over there of various different games and everything too. I did Monkey Island on here, but I'm also doing a Monkey Island live stream. That's kind of like you guys can help me out, and we also do some Civilization Beyond Earth over there, which is fun. We get to interact with some of the quest decisions and stuff with that game, but different things like that. I like to play games on Twitch that involve you guys, so that way you guys can interact in the chat and interact in the game, and not just watch me play. You can feel like you're a part of the game too. Because to me, it's more fun to me when I'm playing a game with multiple people than I'm just playing by myself. So yeah, that's it for me, guys. Have a great one, and we'll see you in the next video. Come into the live stream tonight. It'll be a fun time. We'll see you there, hopefully. Have a great day, guys.